Hey folks, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with another edition of Finding Winners, this time NBA edition. And what we're going to do in this segment is we're going to take a look at some of the situational handicapping leading up to today's NBA games. In fact, we got 8 NBA games, and what I'm going to go through most of these games and look at the situational handicapping of teams coming off, say, 3 ATS wins, 3 ATS losses, or team that scored like less than 85 points scored in the last game. And sometimes you can find some good value into these situational handicapping spots. And the best time to find the value in these situations is when you have that over-exaggerated situation. For example, the other night, I forget what team they scored. I think it was 154 points against Sacramento. So how does a team score 150 points do in the next game, right? Because people are always going to remember the prior game. So people are going to think that, what goes up must come down. It's not going to continue forever. So sometimes when you when you have that type of situational circumstance, it could lead to value into your next selection, right? All right, so let's take a look at the NBA. I'm going to take a look at Portland. Now, Portland, here's the situation with Portland. That was a big win yesterday, and now they're right back at it again today in a back-to-back game situation against the Atlanta Hawks. And what I'm going to do, now they're playing Atlanta, and the Hawks, I'm going to bring up their record right now on the season. In fact, they are 35-30. So on the total average, they're hitting at 53%. So let's check this out. Let's do, now they're an underdog, I think. Yeah, Atlanta, wow. So Portland's an underdog, not Atlanta. So any away underdogs this season playing in a back-to-back game situation. Let me move that mug out of the way. So let's go back-to-back game situations. Where's the... probably down here somewhere. Or maybe it's up here. Back-to-back game situations. I thought it was up here. Hang on here. There it is. All right. So away underdogs, back-to-back game situation this season. I'm going to use this season as a measuring stick. So back-to-back game this season, current season, and they're coming off a. And you know what? Let's try this. Let's go against an opponent that has a 51 to 60% win percentage, just like Atlanta does, right? So away underdogs, and then I'll see if there's a lot of occurrences. I'll tighten it up. There's not a lot of occurrences. 5-4 against the point spread, 3-6. So all right, let's try this. Let's do away teams playing in back-to-back game situation versus a team that has a winning record of 51 to 60%, 7-5. So not a lot of situational. Let me do the last 2 years. Let's go to the last 2 years. And not a lot, 7-5. Wow, really not a lot of situational handicapping for teams in this spot. A little surprising. What's the total in this game here? 236. So let's try this. This season, current season, and we're going to use the Portland's coming off situation. Now, what's the total in this game? It's 236. Wow, that number keeps going up. So let's do when they're coming off a game, or let's do the total 236 and more. 230 or 235 or more. So away teams, back-to-back game situation, and the current situation is totals 235 or more. 10-1. Wow, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. So if you do like the over tonight in this game between Atlanta and Portland, that is a pretty good situational total right there. So away team playing in back-to-back game situation totals 235 or more, 10-1 to the over. So that's pretty good. All right, let's take a look at the next game here. Golden State against the Pelicans. And let me see here. So Golden State going into this game as a 2-point underdog. So let's do 3 points or less underdogs. So any team that's 3 points or less as an underdog, straight up at home or away. And they're coming off a big win. So they're coming off 26-point win over Houston. So let's do a 20 or more point win in the last game. 20 or more point win. So where's that situation? Coming off. Here it is. 20 or more this week. And the total is what in this game? 236. We'll try that. 235. Oh, no, one situation. Okay, let's get rid of the, let's just go underdog. Actually, let's take away this. And let's do that. 3 or less underdogs, and they won by 20 points or more. Yeah, you know what? Pretty balanced. Very, very balanced. Let's do just away underdogs. Coming off a 20 or more point win. 27 and 12 to the over. So you can see a lot of high scoring games. Let's see what the totals, 235 or more. Or yeah, 235 or more. Man, these are like NBA All-Star totals. All right, let's do, where's that total? The total down here. All right, here we go. 235 or more. And let me see here. They're coming off a road win. Let me see, was that home or away? I got to see if that was home or away. Let's go ATS. What was that? And let's go Golden State. Coming off. It was at home, so it was a road win as a favorite. All right, so let's go away underdog. Coming off a road win as a favorite. Road win as a favorite. And 235 or more. 6-0 straight up and against the number. Wow. Pretty good. So let's just do away teams. Away teams. Coming off a road win as a favorite when the total's 235 or more. 11 and 6, but 13 and 4 straight up. So that's pretty good. And, you know, New Orleans a 2-point favorite. So, and 12 and 5 to the over. Wow. All right, so check this out. So we're talking about the Golden State New Orleans game. Away teams coming off a road win as a favorite, which they did against Houston. Totals 235 or more. The away team is 13 and 4 straight up, 11 and 6 against the number, 12 and 5 to the over. And if you've been following my reports this year, you know I've been saying Pelicans are a nice team. They just don't know how to handle the role as a favorite at home. So I think Golden State over might be worth a look. Okay, let's go to game number 3. We got the Pistons taking on the Magic. Now the Magic coming off a 1-point win over Memphis. Nice win. So let me take a look at their situation. Was that home or away against Memphis? I think it was at home. I'm not sure. Let me double check here. So Orlando last game was at home to Memphis. It was a 1-point win as an underdog, a double-digit underdog. So let's do away teams. So they're an away underdog in this role tonight. So away underdog of 1.5 to Detroit. So away underdog. Coming off a home win as an underdog. And let me see here. Let's do a 1 to 3 point win. Between a 1 to 3 point win. I'll get it here somewhere. Here it is. Survey says 3 and 5, 3 and 5. Not a lot of occurrence. Let's do away team. Away team. 4 and 6 all across the board. 4 and 6 all across the board. So not a great, and they're a C-type team, right? I don't know if you can trust them. How about, what's the total in this game? 211. Let's see. Sometimes when you play with the total, you got two teams that the total will tell you what type of teams they are, right? So maybe with this total being at 211, it might tell you from past games what type of game we can expect here this evening. 2 and 2, 3 and 1 to the over. Now that's not a lot of occurrences. Let me see if I take this. Let's just do home win, coming off a home win, and we won't do as an underdog. 8 and 4, 5 and 8, 8, 4 and 1 against the point spread. All right, let's take a look at Detroit. They're coming off an 11-point loss. Actually, you know what? No, it's a 13-point loss. So Detroit's a home favorite. So we'll do home favorite of, it's not a big one. So let's do home favorites of 3 or less. Home favorite of 3 or less. Coming off was that a home or away their loss? So at Charlotte. So coming off a road loss as an underdog. Coming off a road underdog loss. And the total's 210 to 215. Survey says 1 and 4 straight up, 1 and 4 against the number. Now they're playing a team. Let me see. Orlando's record on the year. Orlando Magic, 31%. So let's try this against a team that has. See, the thing is, and this is where situational handicapping could really help. The mindset of the general public, of the betting public tonight is, okay, you got two teams that are having a bad season, right? Detroit, the two bottom team in the Eastern Conference. Both of them have, Detroit's records at 19 and 45, 29%, and then they got Orlando 31%, right? So in your mindset, you say, Detroit's at home, they're favorite. See what the bookmaker's doing. He's setting you up, putting Detroit as the favorite. Well, they should be, because you got two last place teams, and maybe the home team should have an advantage. But now you got to say, okay, a team like C-type team in the Raymond Report, what's home court advantage worth, right? What's the line worth? Now, any team this season in the NBA that's a pick 'em to -3 home favorite, coming off a road underdog loss, and they're facing an opponent with a 31 to 40% win percentage this year, 0-2. So it does favor the okay. Now let's do just home teams. Not a lot, they're pretty good, but not a lot of occurrences, right? It's only 2. 2 and 7. See, that's exactly what I was trying to get at here. The bookmaker's trying to set us up here. And, who knows? Detroit could win tonight, but just, we don't know that prior to the game, right? But let's see the situation leading up to this game. You got Orlando coming off a win, a 112 to 111 win against the Grizzlies. And keep in mind, there was a back-to-back game with the Grizzlies, right? There was 2 games. Grizzlies won the first one 92-75 as a 12.5-point favorite. And then, the Magic just won as a double-digit favorite at home to Memphis. So nice win for the Grizzlies, where Detroit coming off a loss to the Hornets. And prior to that, so the last time Detroit won was against the Hawks, 100-86 on the 26th of April. Now they're going into this game as a 1.5-point favorite. Bookmakers see that, and they say, you know what? We know the public's going to be on Detroit. So why didn't they make the line -3 Detroit? Why did they make it 1.5? Or could they made it a pick 'em? Or could they make, or you can't make Orlando favorite, right? Because they're the just as bad, and they're on the road. But this is, I think a lot of the betting public are going to be betting on Detroit, and this could be a 1-point game where the hook plays into effect, right? So I think you got to be careful here in this situation. But again, this is why we go find winners, right? We crunch the numbers, and we go look at past situation. I always say your best teacher is a little bit of a history teacher, right? Is history of the past games. That's your best teacher. And right now, this is a dangerous spot. I think Orlando could be the situational spot here. But what does my forecast have here? I have 107, 100. So like in Detroit, I had the line here. Let me see. I had Detroit at +3, and I had Orlando at +8.3. So really no value on either of these teams. And so this is I think Detroit should be the team to win here. But again, Detroit as a home favorite this season. Their record 2-2. They've only been a favorite 4 times at home this year, so that's to tell you everything, right? All right, let's go look at that. Let's look at Detroit as a home favorite this year. Man, we're spending a lot of time on 2 bottom teams, right? Hey, a lot of teams. How Mickey Mouse is that? No pun intended. All right, let's look at Detroit. We got to do home favorite, right? Detroit as a home favorite. And this should only been 4 times, I think. All right, here we go. 4 times. 2-2, 1-3 to the under. And they've been a favorite against, and look at the never over 3. Never over 3. I don't know where that 0.5 is. There's no way they were favored on January. That's probably a mistake right there. I'll have to fix that. So, a little duly noted. That's what date? January 28th. All right, so little research here. Let's see. All right, let's go to the next game. New York against Memphis. There's a good game right there. And let's take a look at the situational handicapping leading up to this game. Both these teams. So New York coming off a 122-97 win over Houston, and Memphis losing by 1 to the Grizzlies. New York. Okay, let me take a look at New York's situation prior to this game. I want to see how many games they've played in the last couple of days. One thing I've noticed this year, teams that play like 4 games in 6 nights, not a good situation for them. New York has not played that many games. They're almost on 2 games interval. So they played May 2nd. So that was yesterday, 122-97. But then they had a couple of days off. And Memphis playing a lot of basketball. This will be the third game in 4 nights for Memphis. They played on the 30th, the 1st. So let's check that out. Let's do home favorites. All right, playing 3 games in 4 nights this season. We'll just check that record out, see what it tells us. So 87, 47, 67, and 64. But what if they're 3 points or less? 3 points or less, but they're not just a favorite, not a home. Let's see what it says. 22 and 31, so not a good record. And what about if they're home favorite of 3 or less? Home favorites of 3 or less. 22 and 29. Okay. Interesting numbers right there. And what's the total in this game? Total is 221. 221. So let's go to the total. 221, 220, 25. All right. 5 and 9. Nothing really there. How about New York? Let's go away underdog of 3 or less. Let me see here. They're coming off a big win. That was a 25-point win. So coming off a 20-point win or more. Where's that 20? There it is. And the total is 220 to 225. Not a lot of occurrences. 2 and 1, 2 and 1. Okay. How about the last 2 years? The last 2 seasons. 3 and 2. Wow. 4 and 1 to the over. Okay. We're on to something here. Let's see if last 4 years. 7 and 6. Yeah, balanced out. All right. Let's go next game. Chicago, Philly. Now, Philly, big win yesterday. Simmons, nice tip in at the buzzer. So they're facing Chicago. Chicago Bulls on the season, 40% win percentage, 26 and 38. So let's do this. What was it? 40.6, so 41%. So let's try Philly as an away favorite. Away favorites. All right, coming off a 1 to 3 point win, current season, and now they're facing an opponent with a 41% win percentage, 41 to 50. Let's see what the 2 and 1 again. So low percentage, right? What about away teams? I think we've already done this one before. Yeah, 7 and 1 to the over, 7 and 1 to the over. Okay, I think there was a couple of games like that here. 2 overs. 4-game win streak. All right, let's try this. So Phillies, Sixers, hey, pretty soon it'll be the Eagles. 4-game win streak, so away favorites. 4-game win streak, 41% win percentage. 1 and 0, only once, wow. Okay, how about away teams? 2 and 0 to the over. All right, what about favorites? No. All right, so away teams. Let's get rid of that there. And let's do last game went over. So coming off 2 overs. So the Sixers on a 4-game win streak. The last 2 games I've gone over the total. And let me see how this goes. 3 and 1 to the over. Not bad. Not bad at all. How about favorites? Favorites on a 4-game win streak. Home or away. 6 and 0. So you know what? Not bad. 6 and 0 to the over. Chicago, Philadelphia. For the Bulls, all right, so we got a lot of situations here on the Bulls. They're a home underdog. They're a 3-game losing streak. 3-game losing streak. And the last 3 games have gone under. So a bit of the opposite scenario compared to the Sixers, right? So not 3 pushes. Let's go 3 unders. Survey says, wow, nothing. One situation. How about the last 3 years? Last 3 years. 3 and 0, 6 and 0. Wow. See, we got ourselves a nice play here tonight. Chicago, Philly over. Good indicator right now. So I'm thinking if I can just find some more of those stats. So I'll have to look into that a little bit later. And this is what this segment's about, right? Finding winners, finding situational handicapping. And then I look at my total. I have a total at 222.54. The over-under is 211. Now the injury report, you got to find out if Embiid's playing. and Simmons. You know, the Batmans and Robins, right? You know, still Zach LaVine, game time decision, COVID-19. It's doubtful for Monday against the Sixers. If Zach LaVine played, this would be a solid play to the over, right? All right, let's go to the next one here. We got Denver taking on the Lakers. All right, this should be a good one here. So Denver 5-game win streak. So away favorites on a 5 or more game winning streak. 5 or more game win streak. Let's check this out. Where is it? Right here. All right, current season. And then they're coming off 1 under. Let's check that out. 1 under. Let's see if that happened this year yet. No, twice. 0-2 against the point spread. You know, I think a lot of people are going to be like this. The bookmakers think like a bookmaker, right? My good friend Ross Benjamin says. What's the situation here? Denver coming off a win over the Clippers, you know, one of the top teams in the West Conference. Lakers, disappointing loss, 7 ATS losing streak, facing the top team in one of the top teams in the Western Conference in the Denver Nuggets, sitting in 3rd spot, 3 games behind Phoenix and Utah. You know, I got a feeling 60% of the public will probably be on Denver, but that's because, you know, the LeBron will take some of those votes away, right? Some of those bets away because it's still LeBron James. Let me take away the under here, and let's just 5 or more games. Let me see how many games. See, I get a sense that Denver's been playing a lot of basketball lately. What's the record here? 3-11. See, that's what I'm thinking too. So I think. So here's the situation. Away favorites coming off a 5 or more game win streak. You know, the more you win, the more the percentage play decreases, right? And they're 5-9 straight up as an away favorite. So that's interesting. Let me do as an away team, not even a favorite. Let's do away team. Away teams coming on a 5 or more game win streak, 10-18. So I think Lakers, as much as you probably, it falls right into my uncomfortable pick situation. I think that's what you want to lean here tonight, is on the Lakers. Let me do 5 or more ATS losses. Let me do this here. 5 or more ATS losses, home teams. 8-16. Wow, not good. Not good. How about home dogs? Like I always say, when in doubt, stay out. 5-10. Wow, that's not good. That is not good. Not good. What about home? Just home teams. 8-16 and 1. Yep. I think we might just ride this one out. 3-game losing streak. So that was 5 or more ATS. What about a 3-game losing streak? Let's see. Lakers on a 3-game losing streak. Let's go home underdogs. Home underdogs on a 3 or more game losing streak. 6-22, yeah. 16-22. 14-24 straight up. Not good. Hey, Brody Hoax would say. Urban Meyer is going to Ohio State. What do you think of that? Brody Hoax says, not good. Not good. Hey, that was funny. All right, let me see. Home underdogs of, let me grab a range here. 3.5 to 6 this season. What's the total? 214. All right, let me check this out. One and 8, yeah, not a good. So I would lay off that game here tonight, guys. I would lay off that Laker game. Numbers are not good. Numbers are not good. All right, there you have it. That's the NBA Finding Winners edition today for a Monday, Manic Monday. So, I was going to say September. I wish that means football season starting. But yeah, so it is Monday, May 3rd. Again, you can get this each and every day right here at ATS. In fact, let me do something before you go. Let me go to NBA. Let's see who the hottest teams are in the last 3 weeks. Let's go to the last 3 weeks. So we're going to go favorites. Who are the best teams you can count on since April 1st? Yeah, let's go April 1st till May. Let's go May 2nd. And coming off a win. Let's do coming off a win. All right, so who are the best teams, the favorites, the best favorites coming off a win that we can trust in the last couple of weeks? The last month, actually. No, not that back. Okay, we went too far here. All right, I got to go 2020. 2021. All right, so NBA all conferences favorites April 1st to May 2nd, coming off a win. And who are the best teams right now in that spot? Boston 5-1 straight up and against the spread. So none of these teams are playing tonight, though. Let me see. Grab my chart. Brooklyn's not playing. New York. So is New York coming off a win? I think so, right? I think New York's coming off a win. So New York, but are they a favorite? No, they're not a favorite. All right, so New York doesn't fit that range. Philadelphia 7-3, but only 3-7 straight up. So Philadelphia is a favorite, but they're coming off a win. So they're only 3-7, 4-6 to the over/under. Interesting, right? Toronto 4-1, Chicago, Cleveland, Indiana, Milwaukee, Atlanta. Is Atlanta playing tonight? Atlanta, yeah, they're a favorite, and they're coming off. What's Atlanta coming off here? Coming off a win. So Atlanta, 5-2. So Atlanta might be a nice play here. 5-2 straight up and against the point spread, and 2-5 to the under. So favorites coming off a win in the last 30-some days, 32 days. Atlanta 5-2 straight up and against the number. Miami, is Miami playing tonight? Nope. Okay, Washington, the Wizards. I thought so they're a favorite, and they're coming off a loss. So unfortunately, I'll check the loss in a second here. 4-1-1. Denver. So Denver coming off a win. They're a favorite. 10-2, but look at this. 5-7. Again, something tells me the Lakers might be the play here. Utah 5-3. Golden State. The Warriors, they're they favorite? No, they're an underdog. So we'll do that after. Clippers, Lakers, Phoenix, Sacramento, Dallas. What about Dallas here? No, they're not playing tonight. Memphis is a favorite. But they're coming off a 1-point loss, right? New Orleans 3-3. Are they a favorite? Yeah, but what's the Pelicans situation? Coming off a win, so 2-4, so not a good spot, and 4-2 to the over. So you might want to consider that. All right, let's go look at the coming off a loss. So favorites coming off a loss the last 30 days. Brooklyn, New York, Philadelphia 4-0. Yeah, Philly's a good situation when they're a favorite coming off a loss in the last 30 days. 4-0 against 0-4 to the under. Wow. All right. Indiana, Milwaukee 4-1. Atlanta 3-0. Yeah, Atlanta, man. Ever since the coaching changed, the better's best friend, right? Denver, Portland, Golden State 2-1. Clippers, Lakers. So Lakers 4-2 but 3-3, and that's against, is that underdog here? Favorite coming off a loss. Okay, they're not. We'll do underdog in a second here. All right, let's do underdogs coming off a win. How about underdogs? You probably see some good records here. So underdogs coming off a win in the last 30-some days. Let's check this out. New York, but is New York a favorite? No, they're an underdog coming off a New York coming off a win though, right? So yeah, they're coming off a win. That's what I'm doing here. Coming off a win. New York. Let me see here. 4-2 and 5-1. So the Knicks could be a nice play. Look at Detroit. I saw Detroit here. And Detroit, let's see. This is what I'm saying, right? Detroit against Orlando. Now, Detroit in their last game, was it a win or a loss? I think it was a loss. It's too bad. I wish it was a win. Because look at that record. It's a loss. Okay, but we're doing a win here, right? Coming off a win. I'll check in a second. But yeah, that Detroit game, it's got me I'm intrigued with. Let me see here. Okay, Detroit, Chicago, Indiana, Atlanta, Charlotte, Miami, Orlando. 1-3. Minnesota, Portland. So what's this? Okay, underdog coming off a win. So that's Portland tonight. And what's their record? 1-3 straight up and against. So be careful in that Portland game. That's not a good roll for them here tonight. Situation. Lakers as an underdog coming off a loss. So a win. 0-5. 1-4. But it's coming off. They're coming off a loss. Houston, Memphis, New Orleans. All right, let's do coming off a loss. I'm curious to see with the Lakers in this spot. So underdogs coming off a loss. All right, New York, Philly, Toronto, Chicago. Chicago 3-5, and let me see, coming off a loss. So yeah, not a good spot. 4-4, not bad, 50%. Detroit 4-5, so really balanced right here. Look at the under though. Detroit coming off a loss as an underdog. Oh, they're a favorite. That's right, they're a favorite. Indiana, Milwaukee, Atlanta, Charlotte, Miami, Orlando as an underdog, but they're coming off a win, right? Orlando's coming off a win. Washington, Minnesota, Portland 0-3, 2-1. Oklahoma 1-15. Golden State 3-2. Phoenix. Where's the Lakers? Houston. Are they playing tonight? No. Houston, New Orleans. All right, where's the Lakers? 2-2. All right, so 500 all the way around. All right, good stats. There you have it, folks. NBA winners, finding winners today for a Monday, May 3rd. Hopefully you enjoyed that. As always, shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back shortly with another Raymond Report. Cheers.